so happy to welcome you here in the chairs of the Global Woman podcast. And we met over a year ago, and I've seen you grow as an entrepreneur in the Global Woman Club. And I've seen you use fantastic words, and I already told you this. The word that stuck to me most, and I want to see that I pronounce it completely perfect, is chronodiversity. Could you explain to the world what that is?
First of all, thank you for having me here. It's a great pleasure and an honor. Well, chronodiversity, today we all speak about diversity, equity, inclusion. And that's wonderful that we have a topic in corporates and on the tables of many of these corporates, actually. But what we include in that diversity, equity, inclusion is usually gender gap, which I'm not saying we don't have to address. We include racial gap, and we include eventually sexual acceptance. But these are not the only three differences among us as humans. And I find kind of interesting to add other topics and to embrace that all these differences for us as humanity. Now, chronodiversity refers in particular to the fact that we as humans we are wired differently in terms of interval where we choose to sleep or where we are more active during the days. For instance, there are some people that are morning people, and then there are others that are more operational, which is my case, late in the night. I'm not a morning people person at all. I was top of my class in school, but I hated the school just because it started early morning.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Now there are studies back in Australia, for instance, that shows up that morning people they are seen or evaluated as more loyal, more hardworking, that they are more committed, and they get better promotions, they get better projects to work in on, just because they are early morning persons.
Wow, I had no idea.
Absolutely.
There's studies about this.
Absolutely. And there, well, people like late night people like myself, we are as efficient as the other ones, but just that bias, we are not conscious about it in the workplace. So my role here, apart from the project that I'm bringing today with awareness around sleep, is the fact that also the workplace needs to transform and to embrace this other type of diversity linked to our chronotypes.
Wow, I love this. I didn't know it went that deep. For me, it was, we talked about this before, and it's like, oh, yeah, yeah, because I have a different peaking hour than some of the others. But I didn't know that it was valued differently because
Yeah.
people start their day differently or their most active hours are on a different time. I didn't know it was that big.
Absolutely. And
So
that's
how does that relate to your business?
well,